Hello everyone, my name is Trevor Barnes and welcome to the news show. Welcome to Alley Ridge, your tech news, Monday through Friday. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to stay up to date with all your tech news and more. I know our over 2-week hiatus has made many question whether we would ever be back, and all the critics and all the news articles said we wouldn't be. But indeed we are back once more, and this time we're doing things a little bit differently. Besides this being a YouTube series, we're going to try something new today, and this is going to be a Snapchat story as well. The information is on screen now and below if you want to follow us on Snapchat, but let's see how this mess goes. Well, like I said, my name is Trevor Barnes and welcome to the news show. If you don't know how this works, is I explain tech news and tech related news to you, you listen, and that's how this relationship works. So let's get right into it. So in just a few days on September 12th, Apple is going to have their new keynote event. It's expected they're going to be talking about new iPhones, maybe new iPads, and maybe some Mac devices, but still yet to be determined on that one. But here's 5 things we expect to see at Apple's event next week. So we're expected to see new Apple Watches, and this would be the Apple Series 4 watch. It's expected to have a complete redesign, which would be the first time since the original release of the Apple Watch. Number 2, it's expected that the next generation iPhones, and this would be the iPhone X's, will come in different varieties. Though still no real great rumors about what it's going to be called. Some people are saying X2 or X's. Generally speaking, I don't want to have a device in my pocket that reminds me of my exes all the time. Number 3, AirPods. Though Apple is expected to release many new accessories for these new iPhones and Apple devices that will be released by the end of this year, the AirPods kind of have a fuzzy feeling in a lot of people's hearts. They remind you of those old earpods you stick in with your old iPod Classic and listen to all your tunes. Now there was a sudden change in the design of the case of the original AirPods a few months back. However, we're expected to see newer AirPods, maybe a little bit of a new design, maybe a new charging case, and maybe better sound quality. Number 4, air charging. And though this may not happen, it's a little soon maybe for this type of technology, but air charging essentially is wireless charging to your iPhone or Apple accessories. It's a really cool concept to be able to wirelessly charge, and it's still a rumor. It may or may not happen. It might be a little too soon, but the fact that we kind of know Apple's probably working on this technology is pretty cool. And number 5, we're just gonna put in one category, software. We're talking iOS 12, we're talking OS X Mojave, even watchOS 5, and potentially a new operating system for the Apple TV. Software may be the biggest update in next week's event. We know iOS 12 will be coming out. Mojave might be pushed back until later this year, but it's also possible we may hear some great things about it at this upcoming event. And with the potential new Apple Watches, you don't know what's going to be seen. We may have some really cool stuff this year. And that is your 5 things to take a look at next week's Apple event. Moving right along, Nintendo Switch. If you are interested in buying a Switch, maybe even since it came out, but have been waiting to pull the trigger, I understand why. Lack of games. Hey, it's a few $100s. It's going to be a little bit expensive, and by the time you buy your games and your console and accessories, you're spending a lot of money. And you may have noticed that Nintendo hasn't really offered any type of discounts on the console since it's been released. So that is why it's excellent that Best Buy is back with their Nintendo Switch bundle, which includes the Nintendo Switch and some of your favorite games. Best Buy originally had this bundle in July and then sold out, but now it is back, probably just for a limited time. So if you're really interested in buying Nintendo Switch and you want to get a little bit cheaper, go take a look at Best Buy. For just $329.99, you can get yourself either the Switch's gray and neon blue or the red color schemes, and your choice of The Legend of Zelda or Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That's pretty good for just $329.99. So go buy your Nintendo Switches. And this goes perfectly into our next story because there's a brand new game out for the Nintendo Switch that I am thrilled about. Civilization 6 coming to the Nintendo Switch. I woke up today from a text from Eric saying Civilization's coming to the Switch, and I was flabbergasted with excitement. Civilization is one of my favorite games ever. Now I will say I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so I still need to get one of those, and I'm in a weird process right now where I also want to get maybe a PlayStation or Xbox at some point because of Red Dead Redemption 2. So I really don't know what I'm supposed to do right now. But this makes me want to get a Nintendo Switch that much more. November 16th, you'll be able to go pick up Civilization 6 on your Nintendo Switch. I recommend you go do that. It's probably going to be one of the best Nintendo Switch games of the year, I would imagine. Moving right along, this is going to be like a minute recap of the Elon Musk sit down on the Joe Rogan podcast. Quickly, disclaimer, I am like maybe an hour at best into listening to that full podcast. But let's just give a little bit of the highlights of what happened, just in case you don't have the 2.5 hours to actually listen to the thing. Number one, Elon Musk did tease around a little bit of electric planes, which is a very cool concept. They actually exist, if you didn't know, even like drones, they're electric. They don't really got motors in them. But you bring the technology of Tesla maybe into the aviation industry. It's a very cool concept, and he teased around the idea for that. And honestly, a plethora of other things. It's a 2.5 hour podcast. So honestly, if you really are interested, I go recommend you listen to it. But the reason it was really in the news is he smoked weed on the podcast with Joe Rogan. It's not the first time Joe Rogan smoked weed on the show with some guests, but I gotta say this is probably one of the most extravagant experiences I've ever seen on his podcast, and I'm a fan. So if you're an Elon Musk fan or not, I recommend you go check it out. Some of the conversations about even AI and how the dangers of that could be, it's just very interesting, and I go recommend you check that out. And that is our news for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a very new type of format we're working on. I'm very interested to see how this is all gonna really play out. With that being said, if you like this video, make sure you like it and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching on Snapchat, make sure you friend us and make sure you keep watching us on your Snapchat stories. My name once again has been Trevor Barnes, and we will see you guys next time.